Hello, my name is Erica Prinzo, and I'm your child's English 200 honors teacher this year. Um, my contact information is eprinzo at rutherfordschools.org. If you ever need to reach out, I'm here to talk or to answer any questions you may have. Today, I'm just going to go over a few of the expectations and the procedures that we do in class and what's coming up this year. A little bit about me. I have my bachelor's of literature from Ramapo College of New Jersey. I'm a former volleyball coach. I intend on returning to it as soon as we are able. This is my fourth year at Rutherford High School, and I'm still loving it. I'm currently the advisor of the Our High newspaper, which is fully online. If you'd like to check it out, it's rhsnews.org. And I'm also the co-advisor of the Unified Club. I have here that for the Our High, I often tell the students that I give them plenty of extra credit opportunities, and I often give them one that's related to the Our High, which is if they write an article for me throughout the year, I have different opportunities. So either I'll drop the lowest quiz grade, or I'll give them an extra 5 points on an essay or something like that. So they have plenty of extra credit opportunities. And it's not just a self-serving purpose, although it does help me quite a lot to have extra articles. It's to help the kids with their writing and to encourage them to be a part of the school community. It helps with their research skills, so it actually kind of is a win-win for everybody. So please let them know, when those opportunities come up, I'm very flexible about what they can write and things like that. So please encourage them to either join the Our High, which many of them do after they do the extra credit assignment, because they realize it is quite fun. My educational philosophy, a few things that I like to tell people. For risk taking, I feel that students are scared to take risks these days. They often look for the right answers all the time, just they Google things. That's just the culture. So for that reason, we try to do more project-based learning in this class. A lot of creativity. They whatever projects we have, it's often something that they have to make their own. So it's for risk to make them less fearful of taking big risks and not just do the safe thing, but do the best work that they could do. Also, big ideas. And when it comes to English, when we're learning about Shakespeare or something, sometimes the students feel so out of touch with the material. But I like to often supplement the material that we're taught in, or that we're using in class, the curriculum, with modern day things from our society, podcasts, videos, themes in contemporary writing, things that relate to where they are at in their lives right now. So it's not just looking back, but also kind of taking literature into a more personal modern day context. And then practical skills. I also encourage them to learn communication skills, to learn how to write emails. It's not just about writing essays, and it's not just about reading a book and answering questions, but they often do some character building in this class as well. As for the curriculum, we have The Crucible, which is where we're starting this year, which is about the Salem witch trials. And we have Macbeth. We have The Great Gatsby, about the Roaring Twenties. John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, which takes place during the Great Depression. And August Wilson's Fences. So aside from Macbeth, it's pretty much American literature throughout one of the, some of the more influential decades in our nation's history. And I have a note here that if you like, this is something I just suggest to the parents. If you would like your student to have their own book that they can write in, that they can annotate and highlight, I put that little thought in your head just because when I was a student, it was something that helped me tremendously, and something that is very common with like college students. So please, if don't hesitate to, if you'd like to obtain a used copy or something that they could just kind of, like I said, that they can write on. It might end up helping them, a lot in this area. So I don't care what edition they show up with. I don't care what book they have, as long as it's the book we're reading. A few little just notes about the procedures in class. We use Google Classroom for everything. So if you would like an invitation to our classroom, I'd be happy to invite you to it. So you can see all the assignments and the test dates, the due dates. It also correlates with our homework site, which is basically just displays the calendars from Google Classroom. So you can see all the due dates there as well. And you can find the homework site on the Rutherford High School website. The late work policy is simply what the school policy is, which is every day they're absent, then they have 1 day to make it up per day that they're absent. Given that this is a different time and there's many extenuating circumstances, whether it's for a health reason or for a non-health related reason, if they ever need an extension on something, I always just encourage them to talk to me if they're struggling with something, so that they won't just get a late, just because they're late, they get a 0. So as long as they talk to me in advance, I'm very flexible with that. As long as they're not showing up the day of and saying, "Oh, I didn't do it. Can I fix it tomorrow?" Class participation is graded every day, but it goes into PowerSchool once per week as a weekly participation grade, and it's simply based on how well they were able to participate for that day. So did they come in with a fully charged Chromebook? Were they paying attention? Were they doing what they were asked? Were they staying on task? Assuming they're not using their cell phone or doing things like that. And these expectations do extend to them when they are at home as well. And for extra help, I'm available in room 205 after school. I'm also available on Zoom after 1:18, so they can email me if they'd like to set up a meeting, or sometimes I will just post a link and anybody can join. Also, if you'd like them to take advantage of National Honor Society tutoring, it's usually in the Learning Commons, but right now they are fully virtual. So the students can go to the Learning Commons or seek out the National Honor Society for tutoring from their peers via Zoom for that. And because this is a very different school year, I'd like to just talk about online etiquette and requirements. So for this class, they must sign in manually on Google Classroom, whether they're in person or online. So they know to do that every day. It's the same procedure. We don't Zoom every single day, but we do Zoom most days. But the students should check the daily assignment that's posted on Classroom with the instructions to see if they're Zooming that day. So I will post the instructions right there every single day to let them know if they're going online or not. So far, we've been pretty good with that. Attendance is taken every time we Zoom, and the students' cameras have to be on in order to be counted as present. That is a school policy, and it's just the easiest way to know that what the students are doing. So to avoid them turning their cameras off and walking away, because we're putting such an emphasis on class participation this year, they should have their cameras on and be ready to participate. And the students should be alert, dressed appropriately. This is, of course, when they're, this is always, but this is also when they're online, dressed appropriately and in a common space in the house when participating in a Zoom meeting. So I know sometimes they have to be in their room, which is okay. But if they can try to have a neutral background, maybe just not in bed, if they could get out of bed, if they could sit at a desk or perhaps like a kitchen table or something like that, it just minimizes the distractions and it just makes it easier for everybody. And if you have any questions about that, please just email me or let me know. And lastly is our grade breakdown. So it is different this year because we do not have benchmarks, which are normally 15% of the students' grades. This year, that 15% is being absorbed in other categories. So we have homework at 10%, class participation is 20%. Again, the emphasis on class participation this year, because it's the hybrid model, we got to make sure that they're participating every day. So there is that is a much weightier category than usual. Quizzes are 15%, tests and projects are 25%, and writing assignments are 30%. This is a little bit higher in honors classes because there is a greater emphasis on writing skills. If there's anything I didn't cover or any questions you have about the material that I went over today or about anything that the students are doing in class, please don't hesitate to email me. I look forward to hearing from you, and I really look forward to teaching your students this year. Take care.